What's up, guys, and welcome back to another video. Again, this one was highly requested, and I'm going to be showing you guys how to make a paper fingerboard. And one made of completely just paper, and one with some trucks on it. So all you need is some paper. That's literally all you need for this build. I thought I was going to make a white one initially, but I ended up not making it, so I'm just going to make a pink one and a lime green one. And they turn out really cool, so be sure to watch to the end so you can see how to make one for yourself. So basically what you want to do is just cut the pieces of paper the width and length of a fingerboard, but you want to go a little bit over just so you have a little bit of wiggle room for whenever you cut off the outside. So now at this point, what you want to do is you want to get two Teck decks. Now you can use Teck decks or you can prop up the paper in a certain way after it's glued, but I'm going to use Teck decks because it works so much better. So basically what you want to do is just take the trucks off, as you can see here. This one I had your dipped a while back, so it turned out pretty cool, but I'm going to be using it for this. And the Teck decks aren't going to be ruined, so don't worry about it. But what you want to do is you want to glue the pieces of paper together. These are going to act as plies, like in a real fingerboard, to basically create the deck. So you just want to keep gluing the pieces together. And I actually messed up this one a little bit, and I accidentally glued the top and put some white on top, but that'll go away later on. So this is pretty satisfying to watch, to be honest. You just have to glue the pieces one after another. Now, I did, I think, 4. I would definitely recommend doing 6 or 7 because mine were a little bit too thin, but it still turned out good and it works, as you'll see in the end, and with a little sesh that I have at the end. So yeah, basically what I'm just doing here is putting paper in between so the glue doesn't stick to the other board and the actual Teck decks that I'm using as the form. So yeah, basically what you want to do is just make sure there's no glue sticking out anywhere, because then that'll glue to the Teck decks and you don't want that. And then just put the pieces of paper in between so that they don't glue to each other also. So now, once you're at this part, you just want to press them down. Make sure they're even. This is very important that they're even, because then the glue will dry and you don't want it to be a little bit lopsided, because then it won't skate as well. So you want to take something that can fit between the Teck deck ideally, and then put something heavy on top. I just have a big box of paper that I'm using, and that's going to work the best so that it can compress it and let the glue dry like this. I'm sorry, I cannot talk. But yeah, basically all this is going to do is going to squeeze the board together so that there's no air holes and the board isn't weak. So 24 hours later or more, I think mine went for like 2 days because I was busy with some stuff. But yeah, you just want to take it out of the form, and it should be really hard. It should be ready to cut. And at this point, you can just take it apart. Again, this is where the paper comes in handy, putting it between the layers so that they don't stick together. As you can see here, I'm just taking it off, and then we have basically the board, what's going to be the board at least. And yeah, it looks pretty cool. So what you want to do is you just want to put the Teck deck on top of it, and you just want to trace it out. This will just give you a little form to cut. Now I'm actually going to cut mine a little bit bigger because I don't want it to be that small. I think that's like a 28 millimeter board, and I want the board that I'm making to be like a 32. So then you just want to trace the little the holes where the hardware goes, and then yeah, and then that's ready. You can cut that out later. You don't have to do anything about that yet. But right now, as you can see here, I'm just cutting off the outside. And when you're doing this, be sure not to take too much off, because if you take too much off, you really can't add it back. But if you don't take enough off, you can always sand it down or file it down like you're going to see me do. So yeah, you want to leave a little bit on the outside. And then as you see, I'm taking a file to it first to try to take off some of the bigger chunks. And then after, I'm going to end up sanding it, which I think worked a little bit better. And it's also very satisfying to watch for some reason on this. So yeah, enjoy this little sanding bit. I thought it was pretty satisfying. And you can see the white paper on the top of the green board. I'm actually going to end up sanding off also. So yeah, this one turned out really good also. Now for this one, I'm going to actually put the trucks in, so I'm going to have to put holes in it somehow. But first I'm going to sand it down. I also sand off the little white parts that are glued on. Again, you want to be really careful whenever putting the white paper in between the boards so that the glue doesn't stick, because that is kind of a pain. But yeah, and I'm just retracing the holes because the board was a little bit different length than I thought. Now I'm using a screwdriver to put the holes in for the trucks. This is not the best thing to do. I would definitely recommend getting a drill or something to do it, but I just want to show that it's possible to do without any power tools. So yeah, I just use a screwdriver, and basically what you want to do is just try to get a little hole in there, and then once, this is the big part, once a pencil, like lead pencil, can fit in the hole and go all the way through, you're good and you don't have to do any more. You don't want to make it too big, because then the thing will just fall out, the trucks will fall off. But yeah, and then you just basically want to screw it in. That was kind of a pain, I'm not even going to lie. But you can definitely probably find an easier way to do it. You just want to sand it off after the screwdriver goes through it, just so that the extra material is gone. And then, yeah, that's it for that fingerboard. And I think it turned out really cool. Rides pretty nice. And now we're going to move on to the other one, which I'm actually making completely out of paper. Again, as I said, I accidentally glued the white piece of paper on top. That was a pain. I took a knife to it and some sandpaper, and it mostly took it off. I don't think it looks too bad. But yeah, and now we're just going to make the wheels, which is actually just out of paper. So I just made this piece twice the length of the fingerboard, so we can have like 2 sets of wheels. So I just taped that completely because that's what's going to actually be riding on the ground. So you want it to be a little bit smooth, and the tape definitely helps. Now this is kind of like a trick board. It's not really one you want to take on ramps or rails, but it's really cool to practice some tricks, as you'll see in the little montage. But yeah, I'm just taping these on. Super easy, not hard to make at all. You just want to roll up the paper, and then yeah, that's it for that board. And I think it turned out really nice. So I mean, for just being just paper, it looks really cool. So both of these, yeah, I'm really happy with how they turned out. Be sure to make one, and if you do, let me know in the comments and let me know how it turned out, because I'm very curious to see what you guys think. So here's the like carpet trick board. I think it turned out really cool for just being paper. And yeah, let me know in the comments what you guys think of this. Also, let me know what other videos you guys want to see from me. I'll be willing to make anything right now. I just want to grow this channel so I can put out some more content for you guys. So yeah, thank you so much for watching to the end. If you enjoyed, please be sure to like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. And yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys on the next one.